Dude, I love having the second channel. I love the fact that I can sit here, talk to you guys. You guys can learn about what got me to this point, what happened in my life, good or bad, that brought me to where I am today. And that's where this story is going to come from. I've wanted to say this story for a long time, but I guess I just got kind of lazy and I didn't know the perfect way to really do it on my main channel. But now that I have the second channel, I feel like I'm ready to make this video. And from the title of the video, all $10,000 were lost on one stock. And that one stock was Alibaba. If you guys don't know what Alibaba is, it's like an e-commerce giant in China. It's like the Amazon of China, basically. They just do everything that Amazon does, but China, and they also ship internationally, and they are a very big company. They make a lot of money, and I think they actually make profit. They post profit on all of their earnings reports. They are just an all-around amazing company. The biggest issue is that they are based in China, and a company that is based in China has to follow Chinese regulations and Chinese rules. They're basically, it doesn't matter what type of company you are in China, you are regulated by the Chinese government heavily. The Chinese government does not want any company to be a monopoly, like not a monopoly, but yeah, pretty much a monopoly, to get really big, to take over other companies, or to even overthrow the government. That's how the Chinese government thinks. They think that if these companies get too big, then they'll overthrow the government. It's crazy. But this was the company that I decided to invest in on January 22nd at 10:19 a.m. I bought 3 contracts for $1,525 each. This means on that day, I had spent $4,575 on 3 contracts. And if you don't know what a contract is, it's basically like saying, I thought that the stock price would have went up and I bought calls on a company. There's a thing called calls and puts. I bought calls saying that the company's price was going to go up, and I think I bought a $300 call because I believed that this company was severely undervalued, and it's still to this day, because of the Chinese government, is severely undervalued. But for this, January 22nd, I spent $4,575 out of $10,000 buying these contracts. And for some reason, that was not enough, because on February 2nd, I decided to buy another contract, another $300 call for $1,455, because at that time, I saw that as a sale. You know, before I bought it for what, $1,500? Now it's $1,400, you know, that's about $100 off. And I was like, man, I'm about to make some good money on this call. So at that point, I was $6,000 deep in 4 contracts of Alibaba. And it was nothing but good news. Nothing but good news.
Birthday.
My birthday is not for another 4 days.
Early birthday.
Early birthday. You bought me the $50 card, babe. Are you crazy?
Yeah, broke now.
You broke my. I wanted the $20 one. You didn't have to buy me the $50 one. Look.
No, you.
She bought me a $50 PlayStation card for so I can use for my PS5. That's so freaking, oh, babe. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure where I was, but I think I was talking about how Alibaba was doing really, really good. And there was almost virtually no bad news. And I think there was actually an earnings report coming up. And what's stupid about this company is it doesn't matter if Alibaba posts a profit, the stock market drops. So throughout February, Alibaba stayed very flat. It went up a little bit, then it went down a little bit, but it never really had a big significant jump. And this is when I started to get really greedy, because I knew there had to be a breakout. I knew that Jack Ma coming back, Alibaba had good profits. The company, it's a huge company that's so undervalued. And I followed all of these different investing pages that were saying Alibaba's so undervalued, why is it not going up? So on February 18th, I decided to buy another contract of Alibaba for $1,470. And greed at that point was really, really starting to hit me, because I was $7,500 deep in Alibaba contracts, not stocks. Contracts are something that expire. You could potentially lose all of your money, or you can make a lot of money if the stock decides to go up. Of course, the Chinese government wanted me to lose money. And I want to just mention something about greed. I got very greedy. I thought that this stock was going to continue to go up. I felt like it hit the bottom. And it did, really, it did hit the bottom until it went lower, then it hit that bottom. And also around the same time, I had bought another contract. I got so greedy saying that Alibaba was going to go up. And these were July 16 calls for $300. Right now it's July 6th as I'm recording this video, and Alibaba is around $210. I would have lost all of my money had I never sold it. But on this day, I think it was the same day I bought the last call, I bought another call at the end of the day for another $1,500. I put in $9,000 on calls. I viewed money as something that I could just make again because it was so easy for me to make money in the stock market because of the amazing bull run that happened that I thought, well, if I lose it, whatever, I could just make it back again. But when you're $9,000 into one company, it has an emotional toll. And since February all the way till I sold it, it was rough watching my money just go down and down and down. And I kept having this belief that Alibaba was going to continue to go up. And it never did. So on February 24th, the contracts that I was buying for around $1,500 went down to $875 each. And instead of selling it, I bought another contract for $875. That brought my total investment, not even investment, my total gamble to $9,875. Basically $10,000 of my portfolio, pretty much 100%, was in this one company. I was so sure this company would have went up. And it's so stupid that a company can have nothing but good news but stay flat. And eventually it really hit me over the head when I saw how much money I had left in my account. I ended up selling all of my Alibaba contracts for $110 each. I think it says 7 contracts. So I had $700 left. So from about $9,800 to when I sold it, my almost $10,000 investment turned into $700. I had lost everything. And the real pain was the fact that I had $12,000 in the account and I started with $5,000. You know, $5,000 is a lot of money to start out with. And when I made $5,000 turn into $12,000, and I think it was a month and a half or 2 months using Palantir, maybe even less than that, I was like, man, I can make money so easily. And then I do this. I make the biggest mistake, the biggest greedy mistake ever. I could have used that $12,000 for so much. And I really want this to be a lesson for people, man, to really take care of your money. Investing is a very beautiful thing, but what I did is I gambled. Options, when you trade options, you are 100% gambling. That is not an investment. I don't care what anyone says. It is not an investment to buy contracts, options. If you want to invest in a good, safe company by just buying its shares. Like when people were buying GameStop, they were buying GameStop shares. Yes, a lot of people were making money on contracts, but when the price of GameStop went from $300 back to I think $40, do you know how much money people lost? Millions of dollars. People had millions of dollars that went all the way down to nothing because they gambled on contracts. And if they would have just bought shares, they could have sold the shares. When the company went back down to 40, could have bought more shares. And that is true investing. And that is how I lost $10,000 in 2 months. I could have done so much stuff with that $10,000, man. And I know to some people, you know, big investors that may watch this video, you know, $10,000 is not a lot of money. $10,000 is a lot of money, okay? But I learned from this mistake. I don't really invest anymore. I think if I ever do get back into investing, I think I'm going to stick straight to cryptocurrency. I don't really like investing in stocks anymore, but I'm going to wait for Bitcoin to go down a little bit. And it might be a fun little journey that we could do together. Maybe you guys could keep me in check so I don't lose another $10,000, because I think my girlfriend would be I think she'd leave me if I lost another 10,000. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I like these sit down and talk videos. If you guys want to see more of these, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.